Hi, I'm Josanne Wright Callender, the author of the wonderful Believe on the site Tuskegee Strong series of books of making do. I have to say that I don't have my new bannered copy. I've sold out and getting another shipment in soon. But this morning, it's not about just the marketing of the book that I wanted to speak about. Um, it's really, um, when it comes right down to it, what keeps you going as a writer? My own story is that my parents were so instrumental in making me who I am today. That as I was thinking about their story, I said, it's got to be created in some way. So this is sort of like a fictionalized version of how my parents met, but it's actually telling their story of people of God. And, this part of what my parents gave me as a child, the belief in God and truly wanting to follow his pattern as I read it in the Bible and have been taught throughout the years and experienced throughout the years. It's become more like a relational belief. I believe in God, and I know that the Lord Jesus Christ has been guiding me in the process of writing this story. Could not have come to pass without his help. I know that because I don't have within myself the ability to create fiction. I love fiction and I've always read fiction, but I never considered myself a writer of of that genre. Um, so, and it for me, my own little personal story, my little tidbit of a personal story, and you could see a little bit more of it on the website mattjointl.com. Is that I started writing later in life. I was in my 30s when I was surrounded by all these writers in this law firm that I happened to be working on in LA, and they were in different fields. Some were in TV, some were in film. But I said, I've always wanted to write this story about my childhood, so I wrote this little short story, and it was about how my parents had helped us uh, keep all of the racial prejudice of the Jim Crow South out of our lives. And that we were traveling down there pre-civil rights movement. And I was just thinking how they were just such pillars of strength in keeping us pure from the strife in the world, as it were, in that time. And it was only when I was working at this law firm that I realized as I was writing the story. I called my mother and I said, "Mom, I'm writing the story about our trip down south from Detroit." And it just occurred to me that you and Dad did not stop anywhere, and you carried the lunch, and it was like a camping trip because you didn't want us to see or be exposed to those elements at the time. And she said, "Yeah," she says, "we felt that you kids were just way too young to experience that. And, there's no way to explain it to you either." So it wasn't with any malice. It's just, it was something that was an uglier side of life at that time that they didn't feel like we needed to be exposed to. So that's why I am writing the story. I love the fact that they put God first in their lives and they wanted to keep us unspoilt from the world as it were then, and keep us focused on serving the Lord. So that is what these books are about, is how can we live in a world that it's probably by any stretch of the imagination one that we created, but to live in a way that you are respectful of others, you because of your love of God. So prayer is a huge portion in our lives to keep us focused on what the Lord wants us to do. And it keeps all of the bitterness and the hate and the anger, uh, you know, out of our lives. And we're able to tune into what's important. And that's why praise is so important in my life as a writer too. And I said in the description box, I have to think about all the blessings that we've received along the way, and there are huge amount of blessings if you just stop and take a little time to count them. And they are truly the thing that keeps me going. Being able to write this book, this was a blessing. I had no idea that I'd be able to um, to come up with a story that would take me through 3 volumes. It's like unheard of. I didn't have that much to say, I didn't think. And then finally, these prayer and praise, they fuel my passion to serve the Lord and do what he is telling me to do as a writer. And I have to stop and pray every morning to get my directions and to get the focus back on it's not about me, it's about serving him. So that's what I believe he's telling me as a writer. Don't be so concerned about your marketing. Write the story. Be the wife to your husband, not in that order, of course. Be a light. So they're like very simple directions that I'm getting bit by bit, but I connect with that, and I just wanted to say it's going to be different for everybody, but just focus on what your unique talents, strengths, and abilities are, and if you do believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, that is so wonderful because He guides me every day of my life. And it said that He would in the Bible. Lo, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. It's in the last verse or so of Matthew. So that's what's guiding me, and that's my focus, and that's what created this body of work. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful day, and God bless you.